Hey guys, come and join me because today we are going to be making Valentine's cake pops. So if you want to make your cake pops more decorative and festival, you can put them in Valentine's baggies. They have so many different types all over the Dollar Tree. I literally found these on a random aisle because everything is going fast. I bought some styrofoam from Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure you can buy cheaper styrofoam from Walmart because Dollar Tree is $1.25 now. I like the catering section at Dollar Tree. I really love the mini cocktail forks. They work way better than cake pop sticks. But today I wanted to try these fancy picks, prongs, whatever you want to call them. I also really like the sprinkles. The sprinkles there are $1.25. You could probably find them cheaper at Walmart, but it's convenient. I was there. I get everything from Dollar Tree. The frosting is nice and small, which is all you need. I don't need the big container. They have box cake there. I, of course, use the pink strawberry one. I'm not going to show you how to do a box cake because everyone knows how to do a box cake. A 3-year-old can do a box cake. So I just threw in my box cake. I crumbled it all up and I threw it into a bowl and just mashed it up, mixed it. Now, I know Amazon actually sells a cake pop maker where you put the batter in and it does like cake pop shapes and cooks it right there, but I tried that last week and it turned out really dry. So that is why it's super important to actually put frosting in. You want to do the box cake, bake it, crumble it, and put about 2 or 3 scoops of frosting. I don't like to do too much and I don't like to do too little. You have to do a perfect consistency, and that's why the little Dollar Tree mini frostings are perfect because you just do a canister and you're good to go. Your consistency should be moist and sticky, not crumbly at all, because it'll be way easier when you're trying to form a cake pop. I really like to use a cookie scooper because it really gives a similar, close to similar, like almost same shape. And so it's really nice. You want to scoop it, kind of mix it in your hands, the frosting and the batter, and then you make it into you shape it into a cake pop ball, and it kind of gives you a really nice shape. It's really similar, it's beautiful, it looks aesthetically pleasing when it's all similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt a tiny bit of my white chocolate Ghirardelli, specifically Ghirardelli. They have them at Safeway. Get Ghirardelli, don't get the crappy candy melts. Go big or go home, right? So I love my double boiler. I've showed this in previous videos. The double boiler is way better than microwaving because when you microwave in 30-second intervals, you are prone to burning your chocolate, which I've done before. But the double boiler is great because it just has the steam. It won't burn your chocolate, but it'll melt it. So I just put a little bit of chocolate on my prongs and I put it into my cake pop, and it works out great. It is almost kind of like a glue that holds that in. And then after you do that, you want to go put them in the freezer or the fridge. Sometimes I put it in overnight. I put it in my freezer for 2 hours, and that chocolate really hardens and really creates a glue so your cake pop won't fall off the stick. Then I'm going to add in more of my candy melts so it's ready to frost. And I set up my area. The hardening chocolate gets everywhere, so I like to put plastic baggies down so it's not hardened on the counter and difficult. I have my sprinkles ready. So I am going to go ahead and mix your candy melts. If it's kind of thick, you can add more candy melts and that'll kind of make it, I don't know, a little smoother. This chocolate was a little heavy because it was from the bottom of the pot, so this is a little heavy, but what I do is I just kind of like to drizzle it on rather than dip it in the pot. And what you do is you just tap it on the side to get all that excess off, and it'll create a smoother, nice shaped cake pop. And you can either dip it into your sprinkle bowl or you can just sprinkle over and have the excess fall into a bowl so you're not wasting anything, and you just stick it in your styrofoam, and these harden really quickly, so that's why you want to sprinkle immediately. So like I said, I'm just going to place this on. It is a little bit harder and thicker, so I'm going to add more Ghirardelli melts to kind of smoothen it out. But you just want to tap it, and the reason why it's so good to have that glue, quote unquote glue, before you start frosting is because now when you want to tap it on the side of your pot, your cake pop's not crumbling. Last week I made it without that glue with my cousin, and it just, I'm telling you, it did not work out good. It totally crumbled. We had a lot of mistakes, cake pop mistakes, mess ups. So it's super important to have that. I'll show you what happens when you do dip it in. It falls off. So that's why I just like to drizzle it on, and my melts are a lot smoother because you just add more in if it gets chunky. And you just turn it around, and that's why I also like the prongs, because if you use the cake pop sticks, when you try to turn it, like it doesn't rotate well. So you don't have to have it perfect, which is good too, because when you have the frosting and the sprinkles, it just looks good enough. It looks pretty. It's funny because I'm using like pink and red sprinkles, so it kind of looks like a COVID, like the COVID disease, which is actually not a funny joke, but anyways. So if you're on your last end of your candy melts and it's getting kind of thick, I just kind of turned my cake pop on the frosting because it's just getting so thick and heavy, and then you just sprinkle it on and it covers all the bumps and imperfections. It looks good enough. And so I bought these really, really cute baggies. They had a bunch, but they had run out and I went too late. So I had my helper. He wrapped the, I don't know, he tied them up for me and made them look really pretty. And it was so fun. I gave them to all my family and friends on Valentine's Day. I love Valentine's Day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe.